Hi, my name is Austin Taylor, and instead of using a boring resume to display myself, I thought I'd just show you the skills I got from working. So, I want to be in operations. My entire life, I've been leading people and making an art of herding cats into their pens. When I was 8, I got a book of origami for my birthday, and I absolutely fell in love with the artwork I made with it. I took it to school to show off to my friends, and before I knew it, everyone was asking me to make things for them. So I made a business out of it, even hiring employees to keep up with the demand and paying them a small commission whenever they made an artwork that sold. I used quarters and dimes, but hey, we were 8. I count this as my first job, and it taught me how to seize life by the horns and jump on my chances. It also got me started on teaching people and organizing teams, two skills that I would never have gotten this far without. In high school, I took up marching band as my major elective. It forced me to start paying attention to the subtle details and managing my time both on and off the field. If you're not attentive while you're marching, it's painfully obvious whenever you miss your dot, especially to judges that have a sky high view of you. Not to mention that if you miss it by a little bit, you're probably liable to get a horn to the face. With how much time that marching band demanded of me, I had to learn how to balance working, school, and life at the same time at the age of 14, and I'm counting marching band as a job here. And while I never gained a full leadership role during band, I was consistently one of the top players in my grade level, always being first, second, or third chair, never below that. I quit band in my junior year to pursue a dream of mine, and that dream really needed funding. I got my first job as a team member at Whataburger to supply for that need, and within 4 months I was already deemed indispensable by my general manager. I wore every hat in the store, making a habit of jumping onto other stations that looked like they were struggling, or even just bouncing around whenever I got bored. Being a model employee was important to me, as I was primarily a window and front counter person, being the first face that anybody sees when they walk into a Whataburger. And when I wasn't helping others, it was important to me that I looked like the model employee that Paul Burton envisioned. Most recently, I was promoted to manager at Papa John's after driving for the store for around 3 years. I was in college before my promotion and simply didn't have the time that I knew I needed to devote to be an effective manager. But the moment I decided that school wouldn't give me anything that I couldn't get out in the real world, I jumped on the chance. As soon as I asked, I was accepted and rushed off to manager training, and I'm still here a year and a half later and loving it. I've learned so much from this job that I don't have time to enumerate on in this video, and I've learned what it's really like to have a true responsibility to a team, one that's expected of me rather than incidental like my pseudo-leadership at Whataburger was. Their effectiveness and happiness are a top priority to me, and figuring out how to delegate tasks effectively and communicate exactly what is expected of them has been a real and wonderful challenge. I've also learned the subtle and meticulous art of data management, as well as the much more practical skill of making quick and decisive decisions in the face of a crisis. Did the oven break down? Was an order taken by a driver that shouldn't have taken it? Did an in-store fall sick in the middle of a dinner rush? I've seen all of these things happen and more since I've started, and I've always stayed as calm and calculated as I possibly can in the middle of these crises. I'm ready for the next big thing in my life. I crave change, and I'm ready for the challenge of working with a new team in a totally new environment to me. Give me a chance and I will be exactly the kind of workhorse and leader that your company has been so desperately needing.